Hey everyone, welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host Spoiler Master. Today, we are diving deep into the wild, emotional, and absolutely gripping ride that was Untamed Season 1. From mysterious deaths and buried secrets to a twisted past and a desperate search for truth, this show had everything. And let's be honest, we are still reeling from that finale. Whether you're here for the murder mystery, the emotional rollercoaster, or just want to finally understand what really happened to Lucy, Caleb, and Sean, this video is for you. So grab a drink, settle in, and let's break down all the drama, heartbreak, and jaw-dropping revelations from Untamed Season 1. Plus, we'll explain that emotional ending that left all of us a little misty-eyed.
That death has come again to my people's lands.
A celestial event. The premiere of Untamed kicks off with a bang, literally, when a woman's body crashes into two unsuspecting rock climbers mid-ascent. Luckily, they survive, and the Rangers call in Kyle, a sharp but troubled investigator from the Investigative Service Branch. Kyle's arrival ruffles feathers, especially with Ranger Milch, who doesn't like being sidelined. But Kyle dives into the case, examining the Jane Doe's body, which shows strange injuries and a mysterious bracelet. While coyotes are the likely culprits, Kyle suspects there's more going on, especially after finding bloody footprints nearby. Back at the station, Kyle's warned to play nice with others and lay off the bourbon. He also gets a nudge to follow up on a cold case, the disappearance of a man named Sanderson. But Kyle's focus stays on Jane Doe. He's soon joined by Naya, a ranger sent to assist him, though Kyle's skeptical of her reasons. Their investigation takes them deep into the woods on horseback, to Naya's horror, where they find more blood, carvings, and signs Jane Doe was shot. Kyle asks Naya to keep this quiet, suspecting there's more at play. Amid all this, we learn Kyle is haunted by personal loss. He calls his ex-wife, Jill, drunk in the middle of the night, and we discover his son, Caleb, died years ago, though Kyle still imagines he's alive. The episode ends on a chilling note. During a meteor shower, Kyle speaks to Caleb while the native chief warns him that death has returned, falling from the sky just like the stars. Gripping and emotional, Episode 1 of Untamed sets the tone for a dark mystery filled with grief, secrets, and something far more dangerous than coyotes lurking in the wilderness. Jane Doe. Episode 2 of Untamed takes us one step closer to unraveling the mystery of Jane Doe. It opens with a haunting flashback, Jane Doe walking through the forest, unknowingly dropping a medicine bottle, before a stray bullet hits her. She hides a bag in an old cooler, and that's the last we see of her alive. Back in the present, Kyle finds the same medicine bottle in the woods. It has a golden X on the cap, just like Jane Doe's tattoo. Meanwhile, Naya discovers that the bracelet Jane Doe wore wasn't unique. There's a whole box of them in the park storage. That lead hits a dead end, but Kyle presses on, seeking answers from a local drug user, Teddy, who promises to dig into the mysterious tattoo. Kyle also meets with a lawyer named Esther, who's investigating the 5-year-old disappearance of Sean Sanderson, another case that eerily links to Kyle's own past. The questioning forces Kyle to relive painful memories of his son Caleb's tragic death. As the duo follows separate leads, Kyle meets a wildlife biologist, Shane, and sneakily collects a bullet from his gun for ballistic testing. Naya, meanwhile, struggles balancing work and motherhood, and her ex's looming presence doesn't help. Teddy eventually follows the tattoo lead to a shop, but it gets him killed, strangled in his car that night. Clearly, someone doesn't want the truth coming out. At a ranger party, Naya learns the full story of Caleb's death and how it shattered Kyle. As the episode ends, Kyle finds a fresh footprint in the forest, Jane Doe's, and rushes to the latest crime scene, Teddy's body. Just then, Naya calls with a major breakthrough. Jane Doe isn't a mystery anymore. She was a child who went missing years ago. Win. Episode 3 takes us deeper into the heart of the mystery, and Kyle's past. It opens with a touching flashback of young Lucy painting rocks with her sick mom, who gently tries to explain death. After her mom leaves, someone familiar approaches Lucy, and things turn dark. In the present, Kyle reveals that Lucy went missing in 2010 when she was just 7. He always believed her father, Rory, killed her, but could never prove it. Years later, Rory was killed in Fresno. Now, Kyle and Naya turn their focus to Lucy's stepbrother, James Cook. Meanwhile, Jill shows up in Kyle's car, helping him recall old park employees. She's still grieving Caleb and clings to memories, like cutting his sandwiches into triangles. Kyle shares the news. Jane Doe is Lucy. The lab confirms Lucy had a cocktail of drugs in her system. While Naya reaches out to Mariposa PD, Kyle pays James a visit, but James panics and attacks. Turns out, he didn't even know Lucy was still alive. On the ride back, Naya and Kyle open up about her troubled past with her ex and Kyle's childhood on a ranch. Their bond starts to deepen. Back at the office, Kyle's mood shifts when Lawrence hijacks the investigation with a press conference. Furious, Kyle tells Souter he believes Luce's case connects to Teddy's murder. Souter fears they may be looking at a serial killer. Later, Kyle finds more clues at Luce's old house, while Naya, determined to help, follows Luce's trail into the woods, only to fall into an abandoned well. Kyle rescues her just in time, strengthening their partnership even more. The episode ends with another flashback, Lucy locking herself in her room as someone climbs through her window, and she greets them with a smile. The mystery of who really took Lucy just got even murkier.
We think we have a serial killer running around the park. We need to let folks know.
Gold Rush. Episode 4 dives deeper into Luce's tangled past. We open with a flashback of Lucy, now older, visiting her childhood home in her mom's yellow dress. A stranger's concern spooks her, and she quickly changes and heads toward the caves, despite a friend's warning that she's helping the wrong people. In the present, Kyle and Naya return to the caves and make a gruesome discovery, Abuelo's jaw, then his body. He was killed about a week ago. Kyle breaks the news to Gloria at the squatter camp, but she's unfazed. Abuelo was her ex. The Rangers sweep the camp for clues, turning up drugs. Meanwhile, Luce's DNA results reveal Rory wasn't her biological father, hinting at deeper family secrets. A boy shows up at the ranger station, claiming he knew Lucy under the name Grace McRae. He last saw her in Nevada with a pastor's family, and even provides a photo. Kyle now has more questions than answers. Naya tracks down Summer, who shares even more. Lucy had a secret boyfriend named Terces, started selling drugs, and often came home bruised. The day she died, she'd gone to a gulch for a swap. That night, Kyle confronts Shane at a bar about the drug ring. Shane admits he was paid to look the other way, and then throws barbs about Kyle's failure to save Lucy, and even Sean Sanderson's disappearance. Souter pulls Kyle away before things get worse, warning him he's on thin ice. Meanwhile, Naya's ex shows up demanding she lie to clear his name in a financial scandal. She refuses, grabs her son Gail, and takes refuge at Kyle's cabin. The next day, Kyle and Naya let Pacuna loose and secretly follow him, straight to the gang. Turns out, they killed Abuelo for betrayal. The episode ends with Pacuna in custody and the drug ring finally exposed.
Not Lucy, not the kid from the bait store. None of it. So at some point...
Terces. Episode 5 kicks off with a high-stakes raid as the Rangers storm the cave to bring down the drug ring. The operation turns deadly. A bomb goes off, Kyle is nearly killed, and several officers lose their lives. Though the mission ends in success with the ringleader captured, Luce's murder remains a mystery. Her bag is found among other disturbing evidence, including more bodies of women, but no one confesses to killing her. Instead of heading to the hospital, a battered Kyle turns to Jill for help. He's frustrated. Luce's death still doesn't add up. As Jill steps in to babysit Gail, Kyle and Naya press the suspects harder, but no one has real answers. Ballistics are ordered, and the duo retrace Luce's final steps, ending up near Souter's house, where Kyle bumps into the chief, who's annoyed Kyle forgot he'd moved. Meanwhile, chaos erupts at Naya's home. Her violent ex attacks Jill trying to take Gail, but Kyle and Naya arrive just in time. Jill saves Gail, but later confesses to Kyle she felt a surge of jealousy, grief still consuming her. Kyle reassures her she's a good mom. Tragedy strikes again when Jill attempts suicide. Kyle visits her in the hospital and later, in a rage, attacks Shane, blaming him for ignoring Jill's cries for help. The fallout is swift. Lawrence suspends Kyle and assigns his cases to Agent Dixon. Kyle turns everything over, except Luce's bag. Inside, Kyle finds Luce's phone. A chilling video shows Shane with Lucy before her death. Realizing Shane may be the key to both Luce's and Sean's cases, Kyle heads into the woods alone. He calls Jill to say goodbye, and is shot in the abdomen by Shane. As Kyle fades, the ghost of Caleb appears, warning, Shane is coming.
Narrow that down for me a bit.
You should have fucking told him no.
All trails lead here. The finale of Untamed delivers one last intense ride through the woods, literally. It opens with Kyle bleeding and on the run as Shane hunts him like prey. Back home, Naya's worried. She keeps calling Kyle, but he never picks up. By nightfall, Kyle is barely hanging on, and just as Shane is about to finish him off, Naya arrives in the nick of time and kills Shane. Kyle survives and recovers in the hospital, thanking Naya for saving his life. Naya, in turn, seems ready to put down roots, finally at peace with the woods, thanks to Kyle. Back in town, Jill comes clean about Sean's murder. Turns out Sean was the one who killed Caleb, and Jill, desperate for justice, hired Shane to take him out. She didn't want to wait for the legal system to fail her again. Kyle is devastated by the revelation. Jill visits him in the hospital and asks him to promise he'll be okay. He can't. Caleb's ghost still haunts him. After being discharged, Kyle agrees to help Esther with her lawsuit and then heads to Nevada, chasing one last lead in Luce's case. There, he discovers Luce's tragic past, abused in a twisted foster home and abandoned by the one person who was supposed to protect her. That person? Souter. He was her real father and had left her with the Gibbs family to keep her away from her abusive stepfather. When she returned years later and started blackmailing him, Souter killed her. Kyle refuses to cover for him. Overwhelmed by guilt, Souter dies by suicide. In the end, Kyle says a tearful goodbye to Caleb, leaves his horse and memories behind, and walks away, finally ready to heal. The chief watches him go, proud that Kyle is finally choosing life. Our nerdy thoughts. And there you have it, Untamed Season 1 in all its raw, emotional glory. Kyle's journey from broken investigator to someone finally ready to move forward was nothing short of powerful. We got answers, we lost some characters along the way, and we saw the dark corners of grief, guilt, and redemption. And while the case may be closed, Kyle's story feels like it's only just beginning. What did you think of that final twist with Souter? Were you surprised by Jill's confession? And do you think Kyle's truly ready to heal? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your take. If you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss what we cover next. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay curious.
Gun down.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.